Hey everybody, Chad from Six Vlog. So I'm on the trail again. We are actually at Springer Mountain. We just left the Springer Mountain parking lot. It's behind me a little ways. We're heading up. We're actually heading south right now. We're going to go up to Springer Mountain and then turn around, hike back to Neels Gap. Today's, I think it's Thursday, May the 9th, something like that. So we're just going to take the weekend to kind of make it to Neels Gap. Anyway, this is the first hike I've been on since I attempted the JMT last year. So it's good to be back out. I'll tell you this too, I'm not in any good shape. So this hike's probably going to be one of the tougher times that I've hiked it. I've hiked this section, I think this will be the 4th or 5th time I've hiked this section. But anyway, so yeah, I've got my buddy Ben. He's in front of me here, and then Ben Smith from GooseFeet Gear, and then a guy named Luke, and another guy named Austin. They're up in front of us. Greg Smith gave us a ride this morning. Ben and I drove up to Neels Gap last night. Attempted to sleep in the car there. All I can say is I'm looking forward to sleeping tonight. This will actually be my first trip too that I've used my duplex on. Up to this point, I've only slept in it a couple of nights at the AT kickoff earlier this year. I actually have my old black Z-Pack Zero pack is what I'm using on this trip. I think my total pack weight's somewhere around 17.5 pounds. So anyway, as you can tell, pretty foggy, pretty nasty out here. Looks like it's going to be kind of a wet weekend. So we've got our rain gear close. We'll see what we get. All right, so here we are. Summit Springer, where the AT begins or ends, depending on what direction you're going. As you can see, we've got great views. Anyway, there's been several folks we've already met. Pretty busy for a Thursday. We're all here just kind of hanging out. Dang, somebody's rice.
Yeah, it's bear food, just in case they get hungry.
We're baiting the bears. Anyway, so we're about to head back that direction. Alright, Springer Mountain Shelter is looking a little eerily in all the fog here. Somebody's guidebook or something. Oh. No. There's a bunch of trash, some oatmeal.
Alright guys, we're gonna wait the rain out right here.
Alright, so we're headed back to the trail from the shelter. I just wanted to point this little area out right here. Back in September 2009, this was the very first place I ever set up camp as a backpacker. Right in this little area right here. It was my wife and I. We started at Amicalola. We hiked from Amicalola the first day up here. Set up camp right there. September 2009. This is May 2019, so almost 10 years ago. So memories. Anyway, this is the little Blue Blaze Trail heading back. All right, back on the AT, headed north. This is the first place the Bent Mackay Trail veers off the AT. Bent Mackay kind of weaves in and out with the AT for a while before it finally terminates the north side of the Smokies at Davenport Gap. Anyway, calling this out just makes me think of my buddy Benny. He should be over in Scotland, I think now, with some of the group from Z-Packs and some other big names on YouTube. And they're getting ready to do the TGO challenge. So I bet he's super excited about that. I really kind of wanted to go on that. Thought about it last year, but ended up, after kind of failing my JMT hike, I kind of decided to back out of it and not pursue it. So, but they're out there, and I hope my buddy Benny and all the guys from Z-Packs, hope they're having a good time. They're safe and living life to its fullest. I'm sure we'll check out some of their stuff though whenever they get back. So if you don't already, make sure you check out Plug It In Hikes. Check out his page. He's got a Facebook page. He's got a blog and an Instagram page. He takes a lot of really good pictures. So you probably already heard of him, but if you haven't, make sure you check it out. All right, I gotta go and catch up with the rest of the group. There's Ben. He's waiting on me. All right, we're just hiking along. We finally hit up with this water source here. We should be following this for several, or at least a couple of miles down the trail for a little ways, so pretty nice. And we're going that way. All right, we're crossing over that little stream just a little farther down the trail we were just at. This time we got a little footbridge to cross. Fancy. Yeah. Anyway, we've been seeing quite a bit of hikers. There was actually a group of hikers just right back there where we were just at the little bridge. There's a lot of hikers out here, even though it's still kind of almost middle May. There's a lot of people out here, and a lot of them are still headed to Maine. So I guess everybody's getting out of school or colleges, and they're getting in here. I guess this is about the last time that people are getting their final little push before they get to Katahdin. But anyway, I don't know if you can see the day's kind of clearing up just a little bit. We've kind of moved out of the fog. Of course, we're dropping elevation. We've probably dropped about 700 or 800 feet from Springer at this point. But it's kind of, the weather's clearing up, so we're hoping that we'll get some nice weather while we're out. They're calling for a lot of thunderstorms and stuff coming up, so I don't know, we'll see. Ben, what do you think?
I like it, man. Great.
That's Ben in front of me. This is his first hike with his granite gear pack. That's the mass drop pack. I think he got it for about $100. Not a bad deal. And then he's got the hanging outside his pack. That's the Fly Creek. That's the one I bought a couple of years ago and sold him. He's a little shorter than me, so it fits him a little better. Like I said, I'll be using my duplex on this hike, so I'm excited about that. All right, we're crossing the stream again. It's getting fancier. How about that? All right. How's it going? Yeah. Alrighty. So just right up there where I was just videoing the last little clip, Stover Creek Shelter is up there. So that's at I think 2.7, 2.8 miles in. Gooch Mountain Shelter is at like 8.1 miles. I think, not Gooch Mountain, Hawk Mountain Shelter. But I think we're going to try and push on to Gooch Mountain, which is 15.8 miles in, and stay there tonight. So I don't know, we'll just see how everybody feels and what everybody wants to do. All right, we've made it to the Three Forks footbridge. I don't know if you can kind of see down there a little bit. There's a creek. There's a bridge right over there that we'll cross over in just a minute. But we're going to stop here and get some more water, kind of take a break. You can see there's plenty of camping spots out here. Great places to camp. However, according to this tree, you can't camp here. That tree over there says it too. And that tree over there says it. So anyway, like I said, we're going to stop here, grab some water and stuff, and keep going. Whoa. Real nice creek here. Well, there's Ben. He's going to get him some water. Don't fall in. I think we're gonna have opportunity to get wet later in the rain.
I like this little 5 pedal all falls. Man, that's pretty. It's really pretty. The thing about we had all this rain, the water and everything's flowing really good, so that's cool. Yep.
There it is. All falls. Really pretty. Close down. Yeah. What do you think, Ben?
Hey,
What do you think about the falls?
love it, man. Great.
It was really nice. All right, so we're at the little fork. We came from that direction, and if you follow that trail down there, it goes to a Hawk Mountain campsite. Obviously, they have camping and water down there. And according to that little map, there's a lot of campsites down there. So, but we're going to continue this way to the shelter. It should be about another mile or so this way. Also, you can tell it's starting to get a little darker. We had a bunch of wind a while ago, kind of blowing in, and it's gotten cloudier and cooler. So I figure the rain will probably be coming in soon. So not sure what exactly we're going to do tonight. We'll figure it out when we get up here to the shelter. All right, we're at Hawk Mountain Shelter. We've been sitting over there. We've already ate us some lunch and stuff. We're going to push on a little ways to Justice Creek or Gooch Mountain, somewhere in that area. About 6 o'clock, we'll probably stop and start setting up camp. Hopefully beat out some of the weather. There's plenty of tent camping spots here. And I will say, I don't know if you can kind of see in the picture there. I don't know if it's coming through, but they do have some cord put up, and they've got some stuff blocked off. A lot of these sites that I've seen this afternoon is kind of like this. They have areas blocked off. I guess they're just trying to let some growth and stuff come back up so it's not so impacted. But there's plenty of camping back out that way, down that way. There's some out back here. And I don't remember if I saw any there, but like I say, if you go back down the trail, there is that big campsite there. Also, something else that's new to me since I've been in this area, I don't see any more bare cables. Actually, there are bare cables right there. However, they are putting these boxes in pretty, well, they're putting these boxes in. These weren't here when I was through here the last time, which has been several years ago. But anyway, this is Hawk Mountain Shelter. Like I said, we're going to push on to probably either Justice Creek. There's some campsites north of Justice Creek, or we may go on about another mile farther and hit up Googe Gap or Googe Mountain Shelter and stay there for the night. That should put us at about 15 miles, which is actually half the hike. We're expecting some rain tomorrow, so if we get that much of the hike out of the way today, tomorrow during the rain we can do shorter distance, and that way Saturday we'll get up and we won't have a whole lot to do. But anyway, Hawk Mountain Shelter. All right, so here we are. We're at Horse Gap. That sign used to say Horse Gap. It's kind of gone now. But anyway, that's the direction from where we came. That's headed towards Springer Mountain. And that's the direction we're headed. That's north, so that's going up Sassafras. That's going to be probably the single biggest climb all at once that we'll have on this section that we're doing. But anyway, this is Horse Gap. Years ago, this is where my wife and I spent our second night. I said earlier in the video, I showed you where we camped the first night at Springer Mountain, and this is where we camped at Horse Gap on the second night. And I can't remember which side we set up on. Kind of wanting to say that side, but this side looks flatter, and we were the first ones here, so I'm gonna say maybe that side. I can't remember. But anyway, we kind of got freaked out because the road right here behind us, and we had this guy in this truck that just kept driving by, kind of staring us down. We were getting ready to almost decide to pack up and leave when two other people came hiking from that way, and they were staying here that night, so that kind of made us feel a little more comfortable, so we ended up staying here. But anyway, this is Horse Gap. Not a whole lot of places to set up unless you're kind of a small group or just by yourself. And that's going to start the big climb there.
Sassafras Mountain.
Sassafras.
Justice Mountain.
All right, it is 5 o'clock. According to my watch, we've been 16.6 miles. Technically, we're at Justice Creek, which is about 14.9 miles from Springer Mountain. However, you gotta keep in mind we backtracked the 1 mile up to Springer, and then there's been several times we've taken side trips off of the AT. So this is Justice Creek. I remember coming through here on my first trip, and guys, I'm sorry, I keep referencing my first trip, but I remember coming through here on my first trip, and I just thought this was a really cool area. But anyway, we're gonna come down here, get some water, and figure out a spot to start setting up, camping north of Creek. That's kind of where we're looking at. But anyway, we're gonna figure out what we need to do for setting up. Like I said, it's 5 o'clock. We've already had some rain kind of fall on us, so we're kind of ready to get set up and get our food cooked and make sure we're set up before any big rain comes. But anyway, guys, this is Justice Creek. What do you think about it, Ben? Justice Creek. This place stuck out to me from the first time I did it. Anyway, Justice Creek. We'll see you at camp. All right, here we are. We're at Justice Creek. We got set up. As I was getting ready to start cooking, it started raining. So I've actually got some water boiling there, and I'm gonna make me something to eat. And then hopefully it'll slack up a little bit so I can go put all my stuff away. Anyway, it's a long day. I think according to my watch we ended up doing right at 17 miles. And it's been a long day. But we finally got here. Actually half the hike is technically over at this point. But anyway, I'm gonna watch my water and I'll be back later, maybe. All right, everybody, so it's still raining. I think it's about 6:21 right now. Not sure if the rain's really gonna stop. My food is ready, so I'm hoping it stops soon so I can go out there and eat it. I just have some beef stroganoff. I just poured some water in it, and I guess it'll have plenty of time to rehydrate by the time the rain stops. But anyway, so kind of got everything kind of sorted in my duplex. This is the first night that I'm using the duplex on the trail. I will say that considering the rain and the rain, having all this extra room sure is nice compared to my other tent. However, I've kind of got things thrown in here, and it's crazy at how much dirt I've managed to pull in here since it started raining. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of on a hill. My head is up considerably higher. This is actually, we're at Justice Creek. There's a little road bed kind of up above the creek, and that's kind of where we decided to set up for the night. And the road is just kind of washed out. It's where it's mostly flat, but it's kind of at a slope. So I set my tent up like across the road rather than with the road, so my head is higher than my feet. However, it's crazy when you lay down and you actually realize how much difference in height there is between your head and your feet. You may not look at it, or it look like it when you're just looking at it, but it's kind of crazy. Anyway, like I said, I'm in my duplex, just kind of waiting out some rain. I opted to go with my my Montbell Super Stretch UL3 800 down hugger, whatever. I got this a couple of years ago, and I've only used it probably, I don't know, 10 or 11 nights. So I decided I'd bring it with me on this trip. I wasn't sure, you know, exactly what kind of temperatures I'd be having. I didn't want to bring my little 55-ish or so degree quilt, because I didn't want to, I knew it was supposed to rain and temps possibly down in the low 50s, so I didn't want to be cold. So I just brought this. So, and then of course I have my Neil Air X-Lite and my pillow, and I actually brought my old Z-Pack Zero backpack. Now the rain's picking up. Anyway, I'm probably not going to do another video tonight. Just kind of wanted to give a, heads up what's going on. Probably going to wait this out, and then once it gets done, I'm gonna eat and then get everything finished, packed away. And I'm going to come in here and lay down. I didn't get any sleep last night. I got about probably 30, 40 minutes. So I'm pretty sleepy. Feels good laying down, I have to say that. But anyway, I'll try to do some video in the morning. Like I say, I'm not going to worry about doing any more tonight. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in the morning.